Hi, my name is Chairman, and today I'll be talking about sustainable procurement at Cotton On Group. Cotton On is one of the biggest and most successful fast fashion brands in Australia. It was founded in Geelong and now runs over 1,500 stores across 18 countries. The company sells affordable clothing, accessory, and homeware that appeal to young customers. But as the company continues to grow, it faces some serious challenges in keeping its procurement and supply chain sustainable. Cotton on sourced from more than 500 suppliers in 17 countries, mainly in Asia, places like Bangladesh, India, Vietnam, and China. This global network helped them stay competitive, but it also exposed the business to issues around labor rights, ethical sourcing, and transparency. In my presentation, I will quickly go through how Cotton On currently manages their procurement process, the main sustainability issues that they're facing right now, and also some of my recommendations for how the company can make its sourcing practices more ethical and responsible. So moving on to Cotton On procurement model, it is based on a fast fashion system that means quick productions, low cost, and constant new product turnover. The company buys clothing, fabric, and accessory made mostly from cotton and polyester. Instead of owning factories, they rely mainly on third-party suppliers, which gives them flexibility but less direct control over the working conditions. The supply base is managed through the ethical sourcing program and a supplier code called 14 Rules to Trade, which aims to make sure suppliers follow minimum labor and environmental standards. Cotton On also has some clear sustainability goals, like becoming carbon neutral by 2030 in Scope 1 and 2, and by 2050 in Scope 3. However, most of their monitoring still focuses on tier 1 suppliers that factories makes finished products. The company has limited visibility into tier 2 and tier 3 suppliers like fabric mills or dyeing units, where a lot of social and environmental risks actually happen. Moving on to key sustainability issues, Cotton On currently facing three major challenges. The first one is about labor conditions. Many workers in the supply chain work long hours in unsafe environments that often earning less than half of a living wage. Second issue is about transparency. Since monitoring is limited mostly to tier 1 suppliers, there's little insight into what happens deeper in the supply chain, especially where raw materials are made or processed. And lastly is the systematic problem of fast fashion. The business model itself puts huge pressure on suppliers to deliver quickly and cheaply. This constant demand for speed and low cost makes it difficult for factory to meet both price target and ethical standard. This issue shows that while Cotton On had made some progress, it still needs a more robust and transparent procurement system to achieve real sustainability. And next one is about my recommendations. Here I've developed a four-step roadmap for them to move towards responsible procurement. In step one is about living wage and fair work program. Can on should work with organizations like the Fair Labor Association or the International Labor Organization to help suppliers move toward paying a living wage, not just the legal minimum. Factories that meet this standard could be rewarded with long-term contracts that can build trust and stability in the supply chain. And the next step is about supply chain transparency initiative. The company should publicly share details about its T2 and T3 suppliers that use traceability tools like QR codes or blockchain system that will allow both current on and customer to see exactly where the product come from. And in step three is about supplier relationship management. Current on can integrate social and ethical performance into supplier evaluations, for example, like measuring labor rights, gender equality, and safety standard. Suppliers that improve can be rewarded, while those that don't can get support or training. Finally, sustainability should be written into every supplier contract and sourcing decision. This ensures that ethical performance become a requirement, not just a marketing message. So the recommendation will bring a clear benefits across all areas of sustainability. Socially, fair wages and better working conditions will improve workers' well-being and promote gender equality. Environmentally, stronger supply relationship and transparency will help reduce waste and carbon emissions and also prevent overproduction. Economically, a transparent and ethical sourcing supply chain can help to improve brand reputation, attract socially conscious customer, and also reduce reputational risk. And lastly, is about strategically. sustainability becomes a real competitive advantage, not just a compliant requirement. Con Art can position itself as a leader in responsible fashion, not just another fashion brand. In short, Con Art has already taken some step in the right directions, but these new action can take them further from basic compliance to meaningful impact. And remember, sustainability is not just about cost, it's also an investment in people, planet, and branches. Here are all my preferences for the presentation. Thank you for listening.